from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka. Good evening. This is the National News Broadcast coming to you live from the Rupavahini studios. Bringing you your stories for today is Clifford Richards and Amthra Mascarenhas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines. The air quality deterioration decreases. The Jaffna International Airport recommences operations. Postal employees are on a token strike. A heavy congestion in local prisons. An assaulter, former Vice-Chancellor of the Peradeniya University, has been identified. A rapid increase in the complaints of financial frauds through false information. 4 people have been charged in an investigation into suspected bribery at the European Parliament. Now on to the leading story for today. The inclement air quality recorded in many parts of the island has been improved to a considerable level by around 3 p.m. today.
Sigh of relief there. Well, the air quality level in the Colombo city is now at the index 74. Well, according to the air quality index installed at the US Embassy in Colombo, an unhealthy 147-point figure was reported this morning. More deteriorating air quality figures were reported from the Kandy, Gampaha and Kegol and Jaffna areas. Well, the number of cattle and goats killed due to the inclement weather and cold climatic conditions has increased to 1,600. The Minister of Agriculture says 329 animals have fallen sick in the northern and eastern provinces. The Minister of Agriculture, Mahinda Amarveera, has instructed the Ministry Secretary to conduct post-mortem inquiries on dead animals and to hand him over a report.
Operational activities at the Jaffna International Airport has recommenced today after a lapse of 3 years. The Jaffna International Airport is Sri Lanka's 3rd airport. It was temporarily closed down in 2019 but recommenced operations in the same year. The Jaffna International Airport has once again come into highlight this morning with the arrival of a passenger aircraft from Chennai.
Actually, it is stopped in 2019, latter part due to the corona, and reopened today. It will be really good for the people and the country for the moment, and will be really useful to the people nowadays as due to the problem so many people are affected.
We are very happy because this opening good for our Jaffna community and the business people. Well, we are very happy. This flight is continually function. That's why we want to expect that.
Today is a historical event in Jaffna district because we are the tourism students. We have to promote our tourist site in Jaffna and northern part of the Sri Lanka. Now our minister Harin Fernando also told every tourist have spent their time in the road side and they fly into the country like Ratmalana or Katunayaka and they promote the tourism in the Sri Lankan side. So in future domestic airports also contain flight services through the Sri Lanka. It's very good to promote the tourism, but till it's a very historical moment to develop our tourism and economy.
There are some economic development also we are expecting through the tourism sector and other economic connectivity we are expecting. We have to improve through this international airport. I think ultimately this benefit goes to our community, not only community, our regional level as well as our country level. The tourism sector is a very highly potential area, and also our northern economic corridor opened through this international airport connectivity. We hope that this opening, this is a very good, remarkable opening in order to achieve our economic and as well as the cultural and the tourism promotion and industrial promotion.
Minister Haring Fernandez said that it cost only between 38,000 to 40,000 rupees for a plane journey. However, they require another 100,000 rupees in order to travel to Colombo. The minister has described the recommencement of activities of the airport as a milestone in the revival of the tourist industry. The airport facilitates directing air passengers to Hingaragoda, Ratmalana and Trincomalee airports as well.
රත්මලානට ඒ වගේම තිරුකුණාමලයට මේ වගේ ප්‍රාලත් වලට ඒතර තමයි සල්ලි තියෙන සුද්දු ගෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා අපි ලොකු වැඩ පිළිවෙලකට ආරම්භ කරනවා.
The management of the Airport and Aviation Sri Lanka Limited for recommencing the scheduled flights from Jaffna to Chennai. As you are fully aware, around 15th of January 2020, we have stopped the operation from here, from Jaffna to Chennai, that used by Alliance Air due to the pandemic scenario. We are recommencing. For the last 6 months, we have been working with the Alliance Air of India to recommence this operation. Now today we are very happy about starting, and there will be 4 scheduled flights per week from Jaffna to Chennai, and I think sometimes in time to come there will be more flights coming to Jaffna from South Indian destinations, and we are planning to discuss with other airlines too.
Now, postal workers have been conducting a token strike from 4 p.m. yesterday until midnight today based on several demands.
And one of their main demands is the increase or the increment of overtime payments. But however, the minister in charge, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, says that there is no room for any salary increase or overtime payment increases during the year. Co-convener of the Joint Postal Trade Union Federation, Chintaka Bandara, says more than 20,000 employees in 653 postal offices and 3,410 sub-post offices throughout the island are on strike. Well, the Department of Posts has taken measures to cancel leave of all staff in order to maintain the services. At a media briefing held at the Department of Government Information today, the minister said that it is an agreement of cabinet to increase the salaries and overtime payments of the government and government-affiliated institutions. At a time when the government is maintaining its activities through taxes, a salary increase is not possible. The increase of income by 200 million rupees within 3 months is not sufficient to increase the salaries of the workers. The government is prepared to talk with the strikers, he said.
There is a heavy congestion in prisons due to the number of detainees increasing to 26,000. Prisoners are also human beings. They are engaged in crimes due to the shortcomings in society. Sri Lanka's prison system is capable only to house 13,200 prisoners. However, today prisons have more than double the number of this figure. 74% of the prisoners have been jailed due to narcotic-related offences. There are more than 50,000 ordinary-level qualified prisoners and 17,000 advanced-level qualified prisoners. There are also 349 graduates. Most of them are between the ages of 30 to 40. Now, one suspect has been identified in the case of assaulting the former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Atula Sena Ratna.
Police media spokesman Nihal Thalduwa says further investigations are being conducted. It has also been disclosed at a media briefing in Colombo today that President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed relevant parties to conduct a speedy investigation into this incident. Well, a motor car belonging to the son of former Vice-Chancellor is reported to have collided with 2 motorcycles of university students on the 10th of this month. The students, who had behaved violently on this occasion, said to have assaulted the former Vice-Chancellor and his son later on, and this group of students reported to have arrived at the official residence of the professor and acted in an abusive manner.
Son of the professor said that my father and some of his friends were at the residence at the time of the occurrence of the incident. He added that when he went out of the house, he was assaulted thoroughly by the attackers and his father protected him. The group was attempting to attack the father as well. Son of the former Vice-Chancellor also said that he had received injuries to his eyes and also sustained injuries throughout his body, including feet, hands and the back.
මටයි මගේ අත්වලටයි කොහොම හරි මාව ඇතුළට දැම්ම වෙනකොට මගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි එළිය ගේට් එක ගාව හිර වුණා ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඇතුළට එන්න බැරි වුණා. ඒ වෙලාවේ ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් මේ සිසුන් පහර දීලා තියෙනවා හොඳටම. ඒගොල්ලෝ අපිව තල්ලු කරගෙන ගේට්ටු අරගෙන
Former Vice Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Atula Senaratne, said that the marauding group had forcefully opened the gates and entered the premises. They hit even women, including his spouse. He added that when his wife told that she was a heart patient, the behavior of the attackers was unbelievable. They even thrashed the head and the backbone of the son and even injured one of his eyes.
කොතනද පුතේ?
The General Students' Union of Peradeniya University said that they thoroughly condemned the attack and added that they are strongly detest the efforts of those who are trying to gain political advantages from the incident.
Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Terence Mudith, also strongly denounced the attack as expressed his opinion to the media. The Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Terence Madhujith, said that investigations have already commenced at university level. 14 attacking students have been clearly identified using camera footage. The student status of these attackers have been abolished until conclusion of investigations. Legal and disciplinary action will be taken against culprits through cooperation of the university authorities, security divisions and the Peradeniya police station.
State Minister Suren Raghavan said that he strongly condemns the forceful attack on an acclaimed teacher in society. The offenders will be dealt with law and order and also stressed that all measures must be taken to end such violence.
කටයුතු කරන්නයි කියලා නියෝජ්‍ය පොලිස් පරිතුමාට මම කතා කරලා කියලා තියෙනවා මේ පිළිබඳව නිර්පාක්ෂික අධ්‍යයනයක් කර කවුරු වුණත් මේ අපේ සමාජය විසින් ප්‍රචණ්ඩත්වය අපි නිෂ්ප්‍රභා කරනවා එය හෙලා දකින්නවා කියන පණිවිඩය යා යුතුයි.
Police media spokesman Nihal Thalduwa said that the police is conducting inquiries to find out whether the two motorcycles hit the motor car or whether the accident happened in another way. He added that the father and the son who were hospitalized have now been discharged. Investigators will continue to take steps to identify all attackers and the OIC of the police station will take further measures. Well, the Financial Intelligence Unit says that a rapid increase in the number of complaints submitted by parties discriminated in the incidents of financial fraud carried out through the provision of false information.
The unit reiterates to the general public not to deposit funds in bank accounts of unknown parties without any examination. Many financial frauds based on bogus information are being circulated via social media, emails, SMS, as well as through telephone messages requesting to pay customs taxes for parcels of valuable items as well as for the provision of foreign employment. Therefore, the unit cautions the public not to either deposit or remit funds to the bank accounts of unknown parties without prior investigation. It has also requested the people not to exchange information with third parties via secret passwords and personal identity card numbers. It has also informed those being victimized through telephone messages or SMS to lodge complaints to telephone numbers of the Financial Intelligence Unit 0112 477 125 or 0112 477 509.
The Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to permanently revoke the money changing permit issued to Prasanna Money Exchange Private Limited. Well, after conducting an inquiry into the non-compliances committed by Prasanna Money Exchange Private Limited upon temporary suspension of the permit issued to the company to engage in the money-changing business at its head office and branch located at Colombo and Colombo 6 respectively, the Monetary Board of Central Bank has decided to permanently revoke the relevant permit in terms of Section 11.3 of the Foreign Exchange Act number 12 of 2017. The general public is informed that Prasanna Money Exchange Private Limited is no longer permitted to engage in money changing activities as an authorized money changer. The central bank has said in a statement that the central bank also emphasizes that buying, selling and exchanging foreign exchange currency with Prasanna Money Exchange is considered as contravention of the provisions of the Act. Moving on, HB Milan has been successful in manufacturing three-wheelers and fishing boat engines operated through electrically charged batteries.
A factory engaged in manufacturing electrically charged batteries for three-wheelers and fishing boats is located in Palagam in Pulgasovita. Minister of Industries Ramesh Patirana and Minister of Fisheries Douglas Devananda have engaged in an inspection tour at the factory today.
A Sera caterpillar is reported to be causing extensive damages to the maize cultivation in the areas of Horibila in Panugaswaba Divisional Secretariat Division in Anuradhapura. Well, farmers say not a single responsible officer has so far arrived into looking into this issue. An extent of 1,500 acres of plantations have been affected. The caterpillar is resistant to insecticides. The Department of Agriculture says agrarian officials are continuously enlightening the farmers on ways to control the spread of the disease. It also says the recent rainfall has been somewhat a boost to the control of the caterpillar disease. Well, a group of opposition parliamentarians has submitted 2 petitions to the Supreme Court today requesting to issue an order to the Election Commission to conduct the local government election.
Petitioners have named members of the Election Commission and the Prime Minister as respondents of the case. One of the petitions has been presented by General Secretary of the Samagi Jana Balavegaya and Parliamentarian Ranjit Madhuma Bandara and Parliamentarian Professor J.L. Piris. The other petition was presented by Parliamentarians Dayasiri Jayasekara, Lakshman Kiriyalla, Anurapriya Darshanayapa and M.A. Sumantiran. Video scenes relating to the protests carried out by agitators near the Parliament complex on the 4th of May this year have been examined by the Supreme Court today. The investigations have been conducted at the occasion of convening a fundamental rights petition for hearings pertaining to requesting and deliver a verdict submitted by the agitators. The protesters have called the judiciary to declare that arresting of them was illegal and this act had violated their fundamental rights. The Appeals Court has given time till the 17th of January next year to Attorney General to file charges against parliamentarian Sanath Nishanta over defaming the judiciary.
Well, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the President has presented a positive budget for the year 2022. He adds that the people must realize the state of the present situation and act with patience.
The former president has made remarks when he called on the chief incumbent of the Antamasthana, the Venerable Pallegama Hemaratana Thero, last night. He has also venerated the Sri Ma Bodhi and received blessings. Thereafter, the former president has met the chief incumbent of the Ruan Valley Masaya, the Venerable Dr. Ithala Vatunu Vabe Jnana Tilaka Thera.
The Ministry of Urban Development and Housing has decided to carry forward the Urban Renaissance project via auto financing mechanism until the receipt of the state financial facilities. The UDA has commenced this project in 2010 to fulfill the housing requirement of low-income residents in the Colombo city. Currently, work in 13,814 housing units in 22 housing projects have been completed. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says the budget has allocated 48,491 million rupees for the program.
Sihita, a cultural fest 2022 will be held on the 30th of this month, which include a musical concert consisting of both Indian and Sri Lankan artists with the purpose of promoting tourism industry in Sri Lanka. The event is carried out in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, Tourism and Lands Ministry and the Indian High Commission in Colombo. Sihita will take place at the Sugadadasa Stadium on the 30th of this month. The festival will include a musical concert consisting of both Indian and Sri Lankan artists. According to the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, the event will impact the cultural and bilateral relationships between the two countries. The festival will include a gala of interesting aspects such as Sri Lanka-India culture, music, travel, food, cinema, dance, fashion and hospitality, and is all set to showcase these on one platform. Another major attraction of the event will be the renowned multiple award-winning Indian artist Srinivas Doraiswamy, who is at the occasion. The proceeds from the event will be forwarded to Educate a Child project and help for medicine support for the underprivileged people in rural areas under responsible tourism. Another long-term goal of this project is to build and maintain care centers for autism and Down syndrome children in all 9 provinces.
It is very timely to see an event like this happening, because even recently His Excellency the President was very keen to see India and Sri Lanka, the music, the culture, the culinary works together. As you know, Sri Lanka has a very unfortunate bad incident few months ago, so we need to seriously get this mindset change, and I think this is a wonderful initiative, and I thank every one of you who are behind this, who's trying to promote. We are going to show Sri Lanka, because I think the Indian and Sri Lankan similarities are quite same. So Sri Lanka is really grateful for all the Indian artists for coming here and actually performing together with some fantastic young Sri Lankan artists as well, and I'm sure, no doubt, it's going to be a fantastic event. And also, I'm delighted to say this Christmas, Sri Lanka is going to show the world that Sri Lanka can. We are a resilient nation. We always come out of trouble. From the 15th onwards, Colombo will be fully lit up. If Sri Lanka is to stand out, we need tourism. And if we need tourism, we need to show the world Sri Lanka is back to normal. And this is one of the ways that we could do it. Lotus Tower will have an event every day, and the car park, musical, bands playing, all the 5-star hotels having restaurants there. So as near the Presidential Secretariat, we will have carols, Army, Air Force, Navy. We'll be doing lots of shows, parachute jumping, there'll be dog shows, so much of activity for family. So I'm sure on the 30th, your event is also going to be a great addition to all what we are planning in Colombo for Christmas. And I hope on this campaign, you all can also, just like you have Visit Sri Lanka, have a small tagline where people can take a selfie saying, Sri Lanka can, because we need to believe ourselves that we can, and we will be in 2023 back to normal. One of the main ways how Sri Lanka can be helped is with tourism and with the foreign remittances that we get from our friends who are working abroad. So we are working on it, and we just need all your support, and we need to build confidence. So 2023, our focus is going to be mainly pushing on India. There are so many airlines flying into Sri Lanka. We all get connected. Everything will be fast. And I'm quite confident 2023 is going to be one of our best recovery years.
Feels great to be back at Sri Lanka. I've come to this wonderful, wonderful country so many times, 25 times at least I must have visited this lovely place. Our family has taken holidays here. Always have fond memories of not just performing here, just being here. It's such a beautiful place. I really hope and wish Sri Lanka all the very best for 2023. I think it's going to be their year. It's going to be probably the start of a golden period. It's so nice to see the resurgence, and I really, really hope and pray from my heart that Sri Lanka gets its deserved place under the sun.
That's a look at local news. Stay with us. Foreign news is coming up next. Welcome back, and we take a look at foreign news now. 3 women, including a friend of Italy's new prime minister, were killed when a man opened fire at a cafe in Rome, injuring 4 other people. Those inside were meeting as a part of a local bloc's residents committee. The mayor of Rome described the shooting as a grave episode of violence and said he would attend an emergency meeting today. The suspect in custody. Reports have indicated that the suspect has a history of disputes with some of the committees aboard. The suspect was reportedly overpowered by other residents before being detached or detained by the police. Of those people injured, believed to be 2 women and 2 men. 1 remains in serious condition. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni named one of the women killed as her friend Nicoletta Golisano. The police are yet to comment on the motivation of the suspect. The attack is not thought to have been political. Reports suggest the suspect and the apartment block's board of residents have been locked in a bitter dispute for some time.
4 people have been charged in an investigation into suspected bribery at the European Parliament by the Gulf state. Greek MEP and European Parliament Vice President Eva Kaili was among those previously arrested in this case. A Belgian judge has charged 4 people over allegedly receiving money and gifts from a Gulf state to influence decisions in the European Parliament, putting the credibility of the European Union at stake. Prosecutors searched 16 houses and seized 600,000 euros in Brussels recently as part of an investigation into money laundering and corruption. 6 people were initially detained, 4 have been charged and 2 released. Prosecutors said in a statement yesterday they are yet to name any of those involved. Prosecutors say that they had suspected 4 months that a Gulf state was trying to influence decisions in Brussels, as various media outlets reported that Qatar was a Gulf state at the center of these allegations. in Maradana has been successful in winning the all-Ceylon swimming and diving tournament men's championship trophy continuously for the 17th occasion. The Sri Lanka Schools Aquatic Sports Association has organized the event for the 47th occasion at the Sukadasa Stadium Pool in Colombo. More than 5,000 competitors representing 200 schools participated in the tournament under 6 age categories. Royal College Colombo secured the men's championship trophy in the diving division. Bishop's College Colombo secured the female championship trophy in this event. St. Joseph's has been the overall champion, securing 613 points in the tournament.
All the participants and the athletes, and with that we wrap up news for tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Good night.